I got hurt. I got a cheap shot, and that was pretty much the end of my career at that point. Honestly, I just went into a depression. As an athlete, you do it for so long that you don't know what else you're going to do at that point. I was just lifting weights after college and was just trying to stay in shape. My very first athlete, Frankie, kept coming up to me, train me. You played football, train me. And I'm like, Frankie, I don't want to be around it, this and that. So he finally convinced me, and our first gym was in my parents' garage. And we took 2 old tetherball poles and we drilled holes into it, and that was our first squat rack. And so now this year it'll be 17 years since we started it. So it's come a long ways since the early days. But at the end of the day, I'm a better strength coach than I ever was a football coach or football player. So I enjoy this a lot more at this point. And I credit Frankie. Frankie was the best thing that happened to me by him just pushing me. That it opened the gym, and the rest is history at that point. But I think it was a defining moment for me. Was I got hurt, I had to figure out something, and it worked out. Finally getting to see our kids, Frankie and Carlos and his brother, getting to see how they transformed and were able to play on the field, and at that point, for a final word, it almost got addicting. You kept wanting to see you get more and more out of your clients, and I kind of live through them now, especially with our guys going to the NFL draft. Is I want to make sure that they're the best that they can be at that point, and so it makes me have to do a lot of research, a lot of studying. So, but I don't know where I would be at right now if I didn't get that opportunity to work with Frankie and start the gym. I might be in corporate America, I might be doing something else, I don't know. So I think that was one of those moments for me that it helped define me as a person, and I appreciate that moment. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, but with any business it is, but to survive 17 years, we've had some great clients that have taken care of us, so that's helped us a lot. Getting to go from my parents' garage into our first 750 square foot building, that was a big one. But I think the one that I will always remember the most is, mind you, I've had guys drafted in MLB, NFL, all that, was when Kyle Alcorn made the Olympic team. That was, I don't know why that one is always the most special to me, because I think it's because I have the Olympics in such high regard. But that is the one that, I will always cherish at that point. Getting to see him, carry his baby down the track as he made the Olympic team. So that's the one moment that I'll always hold. I think Cody Wickman was our very first athlete to get drafted. And that's a funny story. I'm in a hotel room waiting on the draft, and I fall asleep in the middle of the draft, and I wake up to 20 text messages, congrats. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And then finally on the bottom of the ticker, I see Cody Wickman drafted by the Rams. And I was like, man, I fell asleep on my very first guy to get drafted. So that's one that, I wish I would have been awake for, but that was, to have a guy finally drafted was huge for us. We get to help kids, and we try to mentor them, try to make them tougher, see that work ethic's going to help them. But the other thing that I'm really proud of is we have a nonprofit in the gym. So we take 8 to 10 kids a semester. We give them tutoring, we give them free training, and we take them out. A lot of them don't have father figures, or they have, they come up in a bad environment. So for us to be able to bring those kids in here and work with them and help try to change them is something special to me. I grew up really poor, and I couldn't afford to be in a place like this. So to be able to take some of those kids and help them, it's been good for me. At first I was kind of skeptical, because I was like, I don't know how that's going to fit in what we're trying to do with the business, but it's come a long ways, and it's helped me appreciate more to give back to the kids.